Sedona Method Mastery happens every Wednesday, 10 to 12 Arizona time. And we've been reading chapter 17 and doing releases in the Sedona Method book. We're on chapter 17, Relationship Magic. And the release we're about to do is called Picturing Your Ideal Relationship. This is really where you get to create whatever you'd like in a relationship. I think the emphasis is on romantic here, though it could be any relationship with anybody. Keep that in mind. So, could you make yourself comfortable and begin focusing on what your ideal relationship looks like? And when you're visualizing this relationship as best you can, could you use all your senses, the mental picturings, the physical sensations and sounds, even the smells, if that helps you enhance your imagery? So just visualizing your ideal relationship as best you can using all your senses available to you. What does it look like? What does it feel like physically? What does it sound like? What does it smell like? What does it feel like energetically? Could you visualize your ideal relationship with this person? Whether they're here now, they're in your life or not. And so, how would the relationship that you're in right now with this person be if it were perfect? Or what would be your ideal relationship in general? Could you allow yourself to picture what it looks like, engaging as many of your senses as you can? What does your ideal relationship look like, feel like, and sound like? Is there anything inside of you that says, no, you can't or shouldn't have it, or you don't have it? Is there any counter energy, counter thought? Like, no, you can't have it, you shouldn't have it, or you don't have it? And allowing yourself to feel whatever's come up for you, to notice what seems to be happening. Does that come from any wanting, like wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting security? And could you notice that, feel that? And could you let it go? Let go of that wanting or whatever seems to be there. Could you let it go? would you let it go if you could? And again, could you picture having your ideal relationship here and now with this person, whether you know them or not? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? Could you make the image more vivid as you could make it with all your senses? And could you see if any ideas, thoughts, or beliefs arise that say, you can't have that? You shouldn't have that. You'll never have that. Or it's not possible. Did any ideas, thoughts, or beliefs counter to you having it come up? And feeling what that feels like, does that seem to come from any sense of wanting approval, control, or security? And could you welcome any of that wanting, whatever you're feeling now, even if it has no label or it's light? Could it be okay just for now to feel what you're feeling? And could you let it go? Would you set that free? Let it go? Now, could you picture that ideal relationship again? Could you go there like it's here now? Creating with thought forms, feeling forms, sense forms, all the perfection of that relationship, that ideal. Now, and it's okay if you're not very good at this yet. Could you just practice? Or if you are good at it, could you get even better with your visualization of your ideal relationship using all your senses? And could you allow that to be here now? Could you just allow it to be? Could it be okay for you to have the ideal relationship? At the same time, could you embrace however it is in this moment in the relationship? Could you allow yourself to relax and be at ease with relationship? Could you let it be okay here and now, however it is? And have any holdbacks, any resistance, any denial of having the ideal relationship come up? Could you just acknowledge them for a moment? And could you set them free? Let them go. Would you let go of any holdbacks, any counter energy to your ideal relationship? Could you know that you're okay right now? Could you allow yourself to be okay right now? And are you comfortable? Are you relaxed? Are you present? You here? Could you begin once again to focus on what that ideal relationship looks like? Could you make the movie? Could you be in the movie of your ideal relationship? What does that feel like? Sound like? Look like? What does it smell like? Could you use all your senses to make and be in this movie of your perfect, your ideal, your best relationship? It's whatever you choose. It's free. It's here. How would the relationship be that you're in right now if it were perfect? Or what would your ideal relationship be in general? Could you allow yourself to picture what that looks like, engaging as many of your senses as you can? What does your ideal relationship look like, feel like, and sound like? And maybe something's come up. Is there anything inside of you that says, no, you can't or shouldn't have it, or you don't have it? Any counter energy? Could you just allow that up? By allowing it up, you can release it. Could you allow any sense of, no, you can't or shouldn't have it, or you don't have it, to come to your awareness and feel that? And could you notice if there's any stirring of wanting approval, control, security, separation, any wanting behind the seeming cannots or should nots in this relationship? The sense of you don't have it, or whatever came up for you. Is there any wanting? Could you let that wanting come up more, get bigger, or just notice whatever you're feeling in this moment as best you can? And could you release that wanting, that energy, that feeling, whatever it is? Just could you release it? Would you release it if you could? When could you release? Now, later, never? There's no rush. Anytime's fine. The releasing happens on its own. Could you just watch and witness the feeling as it's there or shifts or releases? Once again, could you picture your ideal relationship here and now? What does it look like? Could you see it? What does it feel like? Could you feel it? What does it sound like? Could you hear it? Could you bring all of your senses to create here and now a movie that you're in of your ideal relationship, as vivid as you can? And could you see if there's any idea, thought, or belief that's arisen, like, you can't have that? It's not possible. I shouldn't have that. I'll never have that. there any thoughts or beliefs that seem to have arisen behind your movie, behind the scenes, countering your creation? And that's okay. Could you just notice what that feels like? Let that energy come up. Without judging it or moralizing about it, could you simply notice what seems to be there, countering this relationship being here and now? And do those thoughts or feelings come from any sense of wanting approval, control, or security? Any wanting? Any wanting any kind of experience at all? Maybe control, maybe security, maybe approval. Any wanting. And could you notice that? Could you welcome any energy you're aware of, whatever seems to be happening? And could you surrender? Give it up. Would you surrender if you could? Maybe the energy stays, maybe it goes. Just giving up. Would you surrender it if you could? Set it free. And now picture your ideal relationship, your best relationship. Could you go back into the movie, be in the movie? It's your movie, it's your creation. Could you be in it now? What it looks like, feels like, sounds like, smells like. And could you allow it to be? Could you know that it's okay to have the ideal relationship? At the same time, could you embrace however the relationship seems to be now? In this moment in the relationship, could it be okay how it is now? Could you allow yourself to relax and be at ease in the relationship? Could you let it be okay here and now? And are you aware of any holding back on having this ideal relationship? Any resistance, aversion, denial, refusal? Has anything come up for you other than being in this ideal relationship here and now? And could you just notice it without making right or wrong of it, true or false of it? Just notice this energy behind these thoughts. And could you ignore the thoughts and just let that feeling run for a moment? Feeling it, witnessing it. And could you release that energy? Could you release any holdbacks to having the ideal relationship? Could you know that you're okay right now? Could you just allow yourself to be okay right now?